Today we're going to read the last chapter in our book. Chapter 8, Desperate Measures. Meanwhile, Lily Crump waited at her house and waited and waited. Why don't they call? She thought. She wrung her hands. She paced back and forth. She stared out the window. You see, Lily Crump was lonely. She had no brothers or sisters. She didn't even have a dog or cat. All she had was an itty-bitty fish with buggy eyes. So when the phone finally rang, Lily leaped to answer. Hello? Her heart was pounding. Lily? Lily recognized Drake's voice. Yes? We've got your answer, Miss Crump. Come to the lab immediately. I'll be right there, squeaked Lily. Lily was true to her word. Within 5 minutes, she arrived. I ran the whole way, she gasped. Now tell me before I die, who is it? Who's in love with me? Drake pushed up his glasses. Observe, he said, pointing to the strips of paper. Inks are not all the same. Certainly not, agreed Nell. An ink may look black, said Drake, or blue, added Nell, but they are in fact made up of different colors. Nell and I separated the colors in a process called chromatography. It's quite elementary, really. As alcohols move through the ink, the different colors separate. That's because, Nell explained, the different colors do not have the same weight. They move faster or slower depending upon how heavy they are. She pointed at the strips of paper with her long wooden pointer. As you can see, each ink is like a fingerprint. All we had to do was match the ink in the letter with the ink in the paper strips, finished Drake proudly. And each strip is carefully labeled so we know whose pen it was. And? Asked Lily, her eyes wide. Who is it? Who wrote me the letter? Drake and Nell glanced at each other. Drake swallowed hard. The science of love was proving to be quite a challenge. You have to tell her, he said. Nell took a deep breath. Miss Crump, I think you better sit down. Lily sat. She could hardly wait. It was baloney, Nell finally blurted. Bubba Baloney Mahoney. Suddenly there was a silence. A deep silence. A deep, dark silence. A deep, dark, dreadful silence. A silence rather like when you just found out that your favorite football team has been beaten 85-0, or perhaps when your teacher tells you that yes, your assignment was due today. Drake couldn't stand it any longer. He shook Lily's shoulders. Snap out of it, he ordered. Lily didn't respond. Instead, she slid off the stool like a wet noodle and fell to the floor. Drake was desperate. He knew that if he didn't do something soon, Lily might go into shock. After that, a coma. After that, well, he knew that whatever it was, it would be quite awful. Quick, scientist, now, hollered Drake. Pour a beaker of water over Miss Crump's head. There's not a second to lose. 400 milliliters should do the trick. Check. Sploosh. Blutter. Dazed and drowned, Lily stared at them. Her hair tangled in limp, soggy strings like a wet mop that hadn't yet been wrung out. Speak, ordered Drake. Oh, baloney, Lily said. She clasped her hands together. Huh? Drake and Nell looked at her in astonishment. Thank you, Detective Drake and Scientist Nell. Thank you. This is the happiest day of my life. Lily gave each of them a teeny tiny hug. Drake returned the love letter, along with the business card. Call us anytime. Oh, I will, Lily said. Then she flew out of her room as fast as her little legs could carry her. After she was gone, Nell shook her head. There are some things science can't explain. Indeed, scientist Nell, Drake said. Indeed. That evening, Drake wrote in his lab notebook, Love letter mystery solved. Baloney the culprit. Don't understand this thing called love, a mystery. Received one fish with buggy eyes as payment. Must return in 1 week. Paid in full. So that's how the ink started to separate when they put it in the jar of alcohol. Pretty cool. All right. And that was our last chapter in our story today. Thanks for listening.